There is a version of Craig Melvin most of us recognize instantly. The calm, steady voice greeting America in the early hours, the reassuring presence during breaking news, moments of national grief, and days when the world feels unsteady. For decades, he has been the picture of composure, professional, polished, dependable. But behind the studio lights and the carefully timed commercial breaks lies a quieter story, one not often told, a story about stillness, reflection, and the unexpected places where a man learns who he truly is. Success came early for Craig. Ambition fueled long days and longer nights, a relentless climb through local newsrooms and national platforms. Like many in his generation, he was taught that hard work was not just admirable, it was essential. You showed up early, you stayed late, you kept going, even when your body whispered for rest, especially then. That discipline built a career few could rival. Yet as the years passed, something subtle began to shift. It wasn't a dramatic breaking point, no headline moment, just a quiet realization that the pace he once thrived on was no longer nourishing his spirit. The noise of constant motion, emails, deadlines, expectations began to drown out something deeper, something human. For Craig, the turning point didn't arrive in a boardroom or on a broadcast set. It arrived in silence. Early mornings before the city stirred, a cup of coffee held a little longer than necessary. The simple act of sitting still, watching light creep through a window. These moments, once dismissed as unproductive, became sacred. In the quiet, he began to hear thoughts he had long ignored, questions he never had time to ask. What does it mean to be present? What does success look like when the cameras are off? As life has a way of doing, family sharpened those questions. Marriage and fatherhood brought joy, yes, but also perspective. Watching his children move through the world with curiosity and wonder reminded him of something he had misplaced along the way, the beauty of slowing down. Children don't rush moments, they inhabit them fully. And in their laughter, in bedtime routines, and early morning hugs, Craig found a grounding force no award or accolade could provide. There were walks without phones, evenings where conversation mattered more than headlines, weekends reclaimed from the pull of constant availability. These weren't grand gestures, they were quiet rebellions against a culture that equates worth with busyness. And they changed him. For an audience in their 60s, this story resonates deeply. Many have walked similar paths, years spent building careers, raising families, sacrificing personal peace in service of responsibility, and now, perhaps, standing at a crossroads where reflection feels more urgent than ambition. Craig's journey is not about retreat, it's about recalibration. He didn't step away from his career, he stepped more fully into his life. There is wisdom in that distinction. In recent years, Craig has spoken, sometimes subtly, sometimes directly, about the importance of mental well-being, of recognizing when the noise becomes too loud. He understands now that strength is not measured by endurance alone, but by the courage to pause, to listen, to choose rest without guilt. The quiet moments didn't diminish his work, they deepened it. Viewers may not consciously notice the difference, but it's there, in the warmth of his delivery, in the empathy behind his questions, in the way he holds space for others' stories. Stillness taught him something the newsroom never could, how to be fully present. There is a humility in realizing that life's most meaningful lessons rarely announce themselves. They arrive softly, in shared meals, in laughter echoing down a hallway, in moments of solitude where no one is watching. Craig Melvin's unexpected journey reminds us that reinvention doesn't always require dramatic change. Sometimes it simply asks us to notice what we've been rushing past all along. For those watching who have lived full, complicated lives, who have known both triumph and loss, this story offers reassurance. It is never too late to choose quiet, never too late to listen inward, never too late to redefine what fulfillment looks like. In a world that celebrates volume, Craig found solace in silence. And in doing so, he discovered something profoundly enduring,
a life not just well lived, but deeply felt. Because in the end, it isn't the noise we remember, it's the moments that asked nothing of us and gave us everything.